Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why can't I speak English like them? I did. There were days I stayed silent, not because I didn't know the words, but because I wasn't confident enough to use them. I thought fluent speakers were just lucky, but the truth is they built habits, and so can you. Today, we're sharing the 5 simple habits that transformed our English, and they can transform yours too. Plus, at the end of this episode, Maria will give you a full vocabulary breakdown so you remember every important phrase we use. Let's jump in with my partner in crime, Alex, and our vocabulary expert, Maria.
That's such a good point. I did something similar, but with a twist. I'd pretend I was on a cooking show. I'd say things like, "Now we're going to add a little salt, make sure it's not too much." It was fun, playful, and honestly, it made me feel more confident.
Exactly. It's not about grammar, it's about fluidity. When you speak out loud, you activate your speaking muscles, your tongue, your brain, your mouth. It's like going to the gym, but for your English.
And the best part? You're in control. No one's judging. You can make 100 mistakes and still grow. So, for those listening, start small. Narrate your morning routine in English. Talk to your dog. Talk to your shampoo bottle. Just talk. Segment 2, Shadowing Native Speakers. Shadowing was the moment everything clicked for me. The first time I shadowed an actor on Netflix, I realized how different real English sounds compared to how it's written. So I'd pause the show, repeat the lines exactly like the actor. The voice, emotion, the rhythm. It was like learning a dance.
Oh yes, I remember shadowing a TED Talk once, and I almost cried because I finally felt like I sounded fluent. It's not just repeating words, it's becoming part of the rhythm of the language.
That's such a great way to say it, rhythm. English has a music to it. There's tone, pitch, pauses. When you shadow someone, you're copying more than words, you're copying energy.
And it's also amazing for pronunciation. I'd listen to podcasts on my walk and repeat sentence by sentence. It felt like having a personal speaking coach in my ear.
To listeners, don't worry if you can't match the speed at first. Start slow. Pause often. Practice daily. And choose speakers you enjoy, comedians, news anchors, actors. It makes learning fun.
Segment 3. Keep a personal vocabulary journal. Now this habit is close to my heart, my vocabulary journal. It started as a messy notebook, but over time, it became my treasure chest. Whenever I found a new word, I'd write it down. Not just the meaning, but also a sentence, a synonym, a little drawing. And you know what? I still go back and read it.
Same here. I'm a bit of a color-coding nerd. Verbs were blue, adjectives were green, and idioms were red. And I test myself every week by writing little stories using new words. So for those listening, don't just collect words. Use them. Words are like seeds, you've got to plant them in sentences to make them grow.
Start with 5 new words per week. Write, speak, use them. Make them yours. Segment 4. Practice with real people.
This is where things get real. Practicing English with actual people changed everything for me. At first, I was terrified. What if they laughed at my accent? What if I froze? But then I joined an online speaking club. And I realized everyone was just like me.
I love that. I made friends in Italy, Brazil, Japan, just by saying hi on a language app. We'd talk about food, hobbies, even favorite movies. And I stopped being afraid of my mistakes because I realized they helped me grow.
Yes. Mistakes are gold. Every time someone corrected me, I remembered the lesson forever.
And it's not just about grammar, it's about connection. Speaking to real people brings emotion to your English. You start using phrases like, that's interesting, or I totally agree with you. You move beyond textbook English into living English.
So if you're listening, don't wait for your English to be perfect before talking. Speak now. Speak scared. But speak.
Segment 5. Consistency over perfection. This habit is the core of everything, consistency. You can watch a 5-hour grammar video once, or speak for 5 minutes every day. Guess which one gives better results?
The daily habit. Always. I used to think I needed perfect conditions, quiet room, fresh notebook, energy. Now, I speak while brushing my teeth. I review words while waiting for the bus. Tiny steps. Every day.
I love that. Fluency isn't built in one big session. It's built in the everyday moments when no one's watching.
And the mindset shift? I stopped trying to be correct all the time. Instead, I focused on expressing myself. And the mindset shift? I stopped trying to be correct all the time. Instead, I focused on expressing myself.
Exactly. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And when you show up every day, even for 10 minutes, you start seeing magic happen. And now, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, the vocabulary breakdown. But I won't be doing it alone. Oh no, I've called in our secret weapon. She's the queen of words, the slayer of confusion, and the reason your vocabulary is leveling up week by week. Please welcome our very own vocabulary wizard, Maria. Maria, what magic words do you have for us today?
Thank you, Emma. Hello, lovely learners. I'm Maria, your friendly neighborhood vocabulary wizard. Today, I've brewed up some powerful words and expressions that will take your English to the next level. Not just definitions, we'll break them down, use them in real-life examples, and make sure they stick in your memory like your favorite song. Ready to boost your word power? Let's dive right in. Narrate your actions. Describe what you're doing in real time. Think in English. Form your thoughts directly in English without translating. Activate your speaking muscles. Practice speaking out loud to build fluency. Shadowing. Repeating after a native speaker to mimic their speech. Intonation. The rise and fall of your voice in speech. Mimic their tone, copy the way they speak, including rhythm and emotion. A vocabulary journal. A notebook or digital tool for collecting new words. Color code. Organize vocabulary by type using colors. Contextual learning. Learning words by using them in real examples. Speaking club. A group where you practice English conversations. A language exchange. A two-way conversation where both learners help each other. A living English, real, natural English used in daily life. Fluency is built in moments. Learning happens during everyday routines. Progress over perfection. Focus on improvement, not being flawless. Tiny steps, every day, consistent practice leads to fluency. Keep these phrases in your journal, repeat them out loud, and most importantly, use them. Because when you use a word, it becomes yours.
That was gold, Maria. Thank you. So, my friend, if you're serious about improving your English, don't just listen, take action. Pick one habit from today's episode and do it every day for a week. Need help getting started? We've created a free PDF with all 5 habits, sample exercises, and this full vocabulary list from Maria. Link is in the description. Subscribe to the English Podcast Show so you never miss an episode packed with tips, stories, and motivation. And comment below. Which habit will you start today? Let us know. We love reading your stories. This is Emma with Alex and Maria, reminding you, your English journey is your story, and it's just getting started.